welcome back to Tnooz Live at TTE. I'm delighted to be joined by Gianni Pisanello. He's heading up something called NDC-X for Amadeus. Gianni, tell us what that is.
Yeah, so at Amadeus we've been doing NDC for quite some time, both on the airline IT provider side, but also on the aggregator side. Here basically is just kind of more of a formalization of all the programs that were already taking place in Amadeus for the past 5 years, I would say, with one head, myself, and so essentially aggregating all of the activities that we're doing around NDC, making sure they're consistent and showing the inflappable commitment that we have towards NDC.
And I keep seeing the word industrialization used in connection with NDC. What exactly does it mean? Does it just mean going large with it?
Yeah, so basically what it means is actually we coined the term when we were at IATA for last year. And it's basically related to where we were with the standard, the IATA standard. The IATA standard has come from a very basic setup to what we will now consider a standard that can be industrialized, which means that we can deploy it at scale throughout the world. Because at Amadeus, we're not interested in just doing 10 bookings. We're talking about millions, hundreds of millions of transactions that we want to deliver for our customers. And to do that, you need a very robust standard, and you need all the systems that go with it. Okay? So now that we believe we have a base with IATA on the standard that can be industrialized. And that's the one we're working off at the moment. So the one that was delivered last year and the one that's coming this year will be the foundations of that.
Okay, so I forget what the latest figures from IATA were in terms of airlines using it already or planning to use it, but when do you think we're going to see some sort of critical mass or sort of tipping point with NDC?
Yeah, I think, I would say the journey has started. Okay, we're on a no return kind of path already. It might take a few years for some real scale to start coming in. Okay, so I don't think we'll see much this year. We'll have the beginnings of it in 19, and I think over the next kind of a few years that's going to start ramping up quite nicely. Again, this is going to be as well limited to those big airlines who provide their content in this way, and we're hoping that those airlines are going to come up with some very exciting content, which is going to make it very compelling for the adoption to go for NDC. But I would say it's going to start off slowly, but I would say give it 2-3 years and it will be noticeable.
So you talked about NDC-X kind of formalizing and having a consistent approach to it. What will be the priorities for Amadeus for NDC this year?
So for us, we're in it completely. We're developing our solution, the aggregator solution that we have. We'll be level 3 certified probably around this summer. We'll have the first, I would say, essential booking flow ready by the summer as well, with the driver pilots that we have both on the airline side and the travel agencies. So we're working, our approach is to work hand in hand with airlines and travel agencies directly. We're not building something in a garage and then coming out with something that's inappropriate. And we use an approach that's called Agile. It essentially is, we build incrementally based on the needs of both sides. We're going to do that throughout the year. And by early next year, this is when we'll have the fully industrialized kind of solution, which is the one that can be deployed kind of widely. So
Amadeus is investing and developing. Where would you put the airlines in terms of where they are in terms of investing and developing for NDC?
So we did a lot of analysis last year to determine how we should approach kind of NDC on the aggregator side. And your question is absolutely the key question. There's no point doing this if the airlines they are not ready. Okay? We saw coming up to last year some very significant commitments from large airlines in terms of their NDC programs. So both in terms of not only what they were saying, that's easy to do, but in terms of the money they were putting on the table. And we know that based on the RFPs and the involvement we have on the IT side of the equation. Because the airline needs to have the IT systems in place in order to do NDC. Okay, so it's, if you want, that's upstream of the whole process. We started to see that demand coming in, and that gave us confidence that yes, airlines are serious about this and they're putting money behind it, and therefore we think this is the right time to move.
And just finally, I think you were up on stage at IATA WPS with a unicorn,
yes.
Is that right? So unicorns can have a negative connotation, yes. So I just wonder, what were you getting at with your unicorn symbolism in WPS?
It's very clear. We're a technology company in Amadeus, so we think tech. And a unicorn in the technology world is $1 billion business. Okay, Facebook, Google, all these guys, these were unicorns. Okay, And basically the point was, we need NDC to create billions of dollars of value. Okay, it's not a lot actually. Take $1 billion, you've got a billion passengers flying today, that's $1 per bird, that's peanuts. If we can't create that kind of value, then really what's the point? And the promise of NDC is better offers at the right time for the right passenger, being able to bundle things more effectively and better sell. So surely there's value in there for the industry. Okay? And we have to make sure that value is delivered.
Thanks, Gianni. We look forward to hearing more about NDC-X as the year goes on. So we'll be back shortly. Just want to thank our sponsors, OT Insight and CodeGen.